Tucker Carlson dropped CIA-JFK bombshells. And cowardly deep state RINO Mike Pompeo refused to discuss it. You know, he's going to cape for the CIA all day. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. And there's also a link to my Instagram where I put out even more news. Also, check out my merch store, my shop, where I have I Will Not Comply t-shirts as well. All right, let's talk about this news. Tucker Carlson generally deals with topics that are pertinent to news today. When he dives into historical events, you know it's because it's a bombshell. The previous episode of Tucker Carlson Tonight delivered. The assassination of President John F. Kennedy marked the launch of the modern conspiracy theory movement. 6 decades later, we're still getting new information, and it doesn't look good for the CIA. That's who I really believe was behind it as well, the Dulles brothers. They were clearly involved in multiple ways, from the use of a quote, mind control expert to gaslight the world about Jack Ruby, to the ongoing cover-up that ties the CIA directly to the assassination. Even former CIA Director Mike Pompeo, who pressured Donald Trump to keep information hidden, declined an invitation to talk about it. I mean, of course, why would he? Trump had promised to release all the JFK files as scheduled for 2017, but Pompeo pressured him to hold back much of the release, assumably the most important part that would implicate the CIA then and now. In doing so, he compelled President Trump to have one of his few broken promises of his first term. And I'm still upset about that. The people that Trump surrounded himself with were not good people. Pompeo, I mean, a lot of the people that he had in his administration were actually working against him. That move alone should preclude any Republicans from even considering Pompeo for the GOP nomination for president in 2024. According to the Gateway Pundit, on Thursday, the National Archives released thousands of JFK documents, but the FBI CIA would not allow the release of all the documents. Around 3% of the JFK documents are still being withheld from release to the public, more than 50 years after the assassination. What are they hiding? Great question. What are they hiding? It's been 50 years since this man died. If supposedly the one that they arrested for and ended up getting killed by Jack Ruby, if he was the one behind the assassination, why are they still holding information about the assassination then? Carlson spoke to someone with direct knowledge of the assassination and asked if the CIA was involved. The reply, quote, "The answer is yes. I believe they were involved." Many of us have suspected this for a long time. You know, this was one of my first conspiracy theories along with 9/11. But, you know, back in school, this was one of the first conspiracy theories that I heard of, was the JFK assassination. It makes sense when we consider that they were the ones who started demonizing the idea of, quote, conspiracy theories in the first place. Today's stigma against conspiracy theorists is a direct result of the CIA's propaganda and control agenda, with the initial sole purpose of covering up their involvement in the assassination. This is where that term all started from. What does all this mean? According to Carlson, the implication extend from before the assassination all the way to now because of what it means about our system of government. Quote, "It means that within the U.S. government, there are forces wholly beyond democratic control," he said. Quote, "These forces are more powerful than the elected officials that supposedly oversee them." And that goes back to my the video I just posted a little while ago about the disinformation board and how they redacted stuff from Congress. So who is really in control here? But he goes on to say these forces can affect election outcomes. They can even hide their complicity in their murder of an American president. In other words, they can do pretty much whatever they want. They constitute a government within a government, mocking by their very existence the idea of democracy. Well said, Tucker Carlson. At this point, it would be more shocking to find out the CIA wasn't involved than proving that they were. It prompts the question of what else they've done to America over the decades to maintain their power at the detriment of the American people. You can't, again, like I said in my previous video pertaining to the disinformation board, you cannot trust our government. The bureaucracy are the bureaucrats are the ones that's really running the government. The deep state. The deep state does exist, and we're seeing it. More and more stuff are coming out pertaining to the deep state. We're seeing it every day. But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out democrepublics.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.